Welcome back to the Talkin Bout podcast with Sean, Vaughn, and Sticks. How you feeling over there, Sean?
Feel terrible. Sick.
Old sickly boy.
Got a sinus infection right now, so audio might be a little bit off, but
No, the audio will be good. You'll just sound bad.
We're pushing through it, guys.
Yeah.
I feel terrible right now. I started feeling bad Friday, and this is now Sunday, and yeah, I feel absolutely terrible right now. God awful.
That's okay.
How are you feeling, Vaughn? How do you feel today?
I feel pretty good. No complaints out of me. That's just me personally, though. I'm kind of a little bit tougher than you, so.
Okay, here we go.
Well, I'm the only one out of the two of you that actually gets out the truck and does any work.
That's a lie.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that one too much.
I got to work for about 10, 15 minutes, then I got to get back in the truck and drive somewhere else.
Load the equipment on the trailer, buddy.
Hey, that's hard work, isn't it?
I work too.
You do work.
I do.
I don't know if I'd call.
I was out in a
Vaughn's
snowstorm
hard
on
work.
Friday. You got to go home and or we're at the shop early, and I was out till 6:30, 7 o'clock out in the freaking snowstorm all day.
Good word choice.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying. So
Shout out Tim Ball.
shout out Tim Ball. Somebody else said it too, guys. I'm sorry. Fuck is one of my favorite words.
Well, now we're canceled. Way to go.
We're not. I'm using that and telling you like that's one of my favorite words to use. And I was told on our last podcast I used that word quite a bit. And I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to make anybody mad. So I'm trying to not use that word as much. So this is going to be a struggle for me, like a very big struggle, because that is one of my favorite cuss words in the old dictionary of cuss words.
Don't be sorry, just be better.
I'm trying.
Well, you're bad about that. And Sticks here, I'm not gonna lie. I say yeah a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
Working on that.
Like old boy.
Working on it.
I won't be specific, but old boy this morning. Yeah. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Talk, preach. Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
So we
got
we won't even get into
Sorry, I
that
got a
too
little
much.
loud there.
Like,
my bad.
okay, so if you go to church, we'll just give it to that. We all go to church. I got Sticks and Vaughn to start going to church with Brittany and I. Shout out to Emmanuel Christian Church.
Yep.
Over there on Stones Crossing. It's the Greenwood campus. If you need to go to a church or you're wanting to go back to church, love the church.
Any one of them, they have multiple locations.
Yeah, they've got multiple locations. That's the one we go to. It's closest to us. I know they have one in Banta, off of Banta, over by the Indianapolis Sports Park. They have one in Franklin. They have one in Garfield Park. You can even watch it online if you're not, a big inside church goer. But shout out to them. Brittany got me going back to church there when her and I first got together. I told myself I'd never step foot back in a church again after my mom had passed away. I just couldn't do it. That's what my mom loved doing, loved going to church, all this other stuff. Love it. Well, here recently there's been a gentleman in there that he's very vocal. We'll leave it at that. He's very vocal.
And I understand everybody
worships a different way.
They do.
Way.
It can be distracting, very distracting.
Yes.
Especially when you sit right next to him.
Yeah.
It makes it very hard to focus.
It does. Well, because don't get me wrong. Like I'm interactive. Like when we need to. Be,
like
we
all are.
When the pastor, is talking about things, I'm very, I interact too.
Right.
But man, like Brittany and I were talking about it on our way to lunch today, and it's just like we feel like it's gotten to the point where like he's talking over him.
Yeah, there was definitely. Obviously it's a little bit different. I'm sitting directly next to him.
So you can hear everything that he's saying.
Every single. There's a lot of things that you guys probably didn't hear that he was almost whispering to himself. Yeah.
He got real mad because we were saving the seats for Sticks and Dez.
Yeah.
And he got real mad because you got there, so then I moved over to my seat, and then Brittany came down, and because he was going to sit in my seat. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to have him, buddy. And then he asked for Desiree and Sticks' seat.
No, he didn't ask. He just went to go sit down.
Yeah, and then Brittany was like, no, we're saving those.
Yeah, and then I think I probably angered him a little bit because I was like, oh, no, you can sit right here on the other side.
I heard you say that when I was on the phone with you.
Yeah, he probably didn't like that one.
That's okay, but it's just, I don't know, man. Like I said, everybody worships a little bit differently, and I don't know. It gets to some point where it's a little distracting. Like, I know like some people don't sing, like they like to listen to the music, so they don't sing as much.
It's like me.
Right.
Yeah, I noticed that
I'm
with
not
you
gonna
guys.
lie.
You and Desiree aren't real
Old
singers.
Sticks, she sings and sways a little bit. Sticks is white, bud. Sticks can't sing and he can't dance. I
Yeah,
stand
you
there,
are. Yeah, you are perfect posture, straight up and down, hands in the pockets.
stand there like a stone, bud.
That's
Good enough
okay.
for me.
That's okay. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't have to get up and wave your arms and everything like
No.
that.
No,
if
and
you
then
want
I mean-
to do it, if you don't do it.
and I mean, there's some people too. I mean, they get into it when they feel the Lord, presence in them. I mean, I get it.
Right.
I get it. But man, there's a time for it, and there's a time not for it. Like when the pastor's talking, this is just how I think.
And especially when the pastor is really getting into it, like he was this morning.
Yeah.
He was really getting into it,
Yeah.
and that's okay. I
You
mean,
just-
I
I don't-
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't. I don't know. Like I said, there's a place and a not necessarily a place. There's a time for it and a time not for it. And I just feel like, man, he's becoming extravagant. Well, I told Brittany we gotta find somewhere else to sit because
Yeah,
That's
I know.
kind of what I was thinking.
But it-
I was
but-
getting to a point.
And that's the thing is we can't move to the other side because that's all reserved for the pastor and his family and Cody and his family.
all the workers and stuff.
Yeah,
people that are working
and then
there.
we can't go to the other side because that's way too far.
Right. I don't know.
I mean,
figure it out.
I wouldn't mind to move back a row, but it's
You're
like
still gonna
even
hear 'em.
then,
It's
That's
still gonna
what
be-
I'm saying. Like we almost have to move like up to the
Top.
what
The balcony.
balcony.
I
Thank
feel
you,
like
thank
though the
you.
balcony would have some decent speakers up there where we could still hear the pastor pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's usually fairly full because those are.
Mhm.
I mean, if you come like later, I mean that's like probably the only seats open.
No lie. Never been to the balcony there.
I never have either. I didn't know it had a balcony till last time or maybe the time before.
Yeah. I never sat up on the balcony. Brittany and I have always sat where we typically sit.
It was the time we went right before Christmas.
Yeah.
That's when I saw it. I did not know it had one the first couple times.
I do like sitting up front though because I feel like it keeps me a little more engaged.
Oh yeah, and that's
I
and
don't
that's why
disagree.
and that's why we've always liked sitting there because we can focus a little bit more. Well, now we're getting to that point where it's hard to focus because
And
oh,
right,
boy.
and you don't want to be like, dude, can you just like shut up? Like, I mean, it's one that's rude, and two, it's like you don't want to tell someone how they should
right.
worship.
I mean, yeah, if you want to worship that way, that's fine. I personally, I don't necessarily think that's the right church for him.
Right, and it's bad to say something like that. Something
But
like,
it's
hey,
not-
like,
but-
I don't think this is the right church for you. Almost like you're trying to banish him from it, but it's
No.
not. You would fit in with a different crowd somewhere else where everyone is doing that.
Yeah, because we're not really that church is not really the place for it. Like,
No,
it's an
not.
interactive church. Don't get me wrong, but it's not.
100%.
It's not the. It's not. It's not so interactive the way that he's taking it. So
Right,
I don't know.
and that doesn't sound very
Maybe we just need-
religious or godly of us
Maybe,
to say
yeah.
something like that. But I mean, it's
Maybe
I don't
we
know.
just need to be a little bit more godly and just.
yeah. Maybe
and
we
just-
should be more forgiveful.
Speaking of that, though, speaking of church, before we get into a new segment that we have, we decided last week to do a 21-day fast.
Yeah.
How's that going for you, Vaughn? What'd you decide to fast?
Well, I kind of like a weird kind of mix of thing because I want to do no sugars, as in like drinking sugars. Obviously,
Right.
like I told you, like I'm still gonna have like an Uncrustable with my lunch. That jelly, obviously, bless you, even though that was a cough.
Yeah.
Obviously jelly has sugar in it. I'm not trying to cut out sugars. I'm trying to stop from drinking sugars and eating like candy. So no candy. Been pretty good about that. Did have a little slip up last night or
Yesterday.
whatever.
or-
Last night, yesterday, however you want to
We'll
look
get
at
into
it.
that topic too here in
Yeah,
a second.
yeah.
Why we can't figure
Um,
out what day it is.
Yeah, it was buy two get one Red Bulls at the gas station. I got two sugar-free watermelon ones, best flavor there is.
Yeah.
And got one regular full sugar blue one, and
I like the strawberry
Yeah.
apricot one. The
That's
orange
not
my
a fan.
favorite.
I
That
hate
is my
that one.
Favorite. God, it is
I know
so
hate's a
good.
strong word, but I really do hate that
Really?
one. I don't know why. That's probably my least favorite. I'd rather drink the regular one.
Really?
Yeah,
I like the strawberry
I-
apricot one.
I don't.
So you're giving up sugars. What else?
No alcohol as well.
No alcohol?
And I think that was it, really. I mean, for the most part, I'd like to say I'm a fairly healthy person. I don't just eat, like 6 bags of chips in a day and then call it good.
I mean, I don't know. You kind of eat a lot.
I do eat a lot, but not all of it is bad, if that
Right.
makes sense. I eat in volume a
Yeah.
lot, but I'm pretty good about watching what I do eat because I eat so much.
Right. Right.
And for those of you who do know me, yeah, that doesn't really make sense, but it's true.
Sticks. What did you decide to fast on?
So I
Doing a horrible job, no offense.
Yeah, he's
I'm-
terrible. He's doing god awful right now.
How
honestly.
am I doing awful? I gave up.
You're doing good, but you made horrible choices for it. You made it a
Right.
little too easy, in my opinion.
Oh well. I gave up. I said no alcohol. I think we've all kind
Yeah, I think that was
did
kind of like a
that.
good consensus
Yeah.
among
Well,
all
Vaughn-
6 of us.
Vaughn started with the no alcohol. I was like, man, because so Brittany, the ladies are doing it too. As far as I don't know if Caitlin's doing it or not, still or not, or
I mean, I believe she's still doing like the no alcohol thing, but again, like I said, on her birthday, she's gonna break that no matter what.
well, I mean that's the last day of the fast anyway.
No, Wednesday is the last. Sunday is when we're all celebrating. Remember,
Oh,
the
that's fine.
22nd would be
That's
her
fine.
birthday, and we're celebrating on the 26th.
So, well, Brittany decided that she wanted to do like no sugars, no sweets, no pop, because Brittany's a real bad like Pepsi drinker. You said
Well,
no pop too.
I didn't necessarily say no pop. I said no like sugary drinks, but then like I had said before, I did drink a Baja Blast Zero,
Right, so it's no
zero
sugar.
sugar, which I actually really like that one
Really?
personally. That's probably like my favorite zero diet soda. I don't know why. It tastes pretty similar to the original in my opinion.
But yeah, Vaughn said no. So I did exactly what Brittany did just to help her out, make it a little bit easier on her because she struggles with not drinking soda, like mainly Pepsi. But
Strawberries and
she,
cream Dr Pepper.
but she's been wanting to not drink soda because I mean, as long as you guys have known me, I mean, you know, I don't drink it. Like I drink water or I'll drink lemonade.
I mean I was gonna say the most sugary drink you have is
Lemonade or even like a Sprite or something like that. I just don't. Drink
I don't
it.
really consider Sprite or like 7-Up like a soda.
Right. It wouldn't be 7-Up anymore. It'd be Starry.
Oh my bad, my bad.
Anyways, so I helped her do that. Shout out to her though, man. Dude, she's lost 6 pounds on it
Hell
so
yeah.
far. But
Getting
anyway,
over
back to you, Sticks. What?
So no alcohol, no pop,
Yeah,
because I was bad about the root beers.
the root beers.
The root beers are I love them. And then
Not a bad drink.
At least 1 water a day.
It's good.
Really,
'Cause-
I think you're supposed to have like 8 a day, but that's okay.
Okay, but here's
Uh,
the thing. I was drinking no water for months. So 1 water a day is a start for something.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
start.
I mean, I don't disagree.
And then I got fucking roped in to the no sugar or the sugar-free Red Bull.
And you are doing a horrible job at that.
I
God
will,
awful.
That's what I said though. I said if they ain't got the sugar-free,
Every place has sugar free.
You can
But-
find sugar free in all of them. Just because you don't like the flavor doesn't mean you can't drink it.
The only ones that
So-
they have sugar free are the watermelon, the strawberry apricot, and the regular Red Bull. They don't have any other ones that are sugar free.
You can find the Juneberry ones in sugar free. They're just hard to find,
Really?
and the pink one too. Again, just hard to find because gas stations don't carry the sugar free
Well,
ones. Of
I
those.
haven't
You have to go to
even-
like Kroger or Walmart for
Huh.
that.
I haven't even seen the pink one. that
I
you're
haven't either.
talking
I don't
about.
think gas stations even carry them.
Like-
I think it's only grocery stores.
Okay.
It's a new Red Bull. I think it's wild berries or something like that.
Wild berries, yeah, plural, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sticks. So if you guys see Sticks or maybe you want to send Sticks a message or send Talkin Bout podcast a message about Sticks doing a little bit better on his 21-day fast, we would greatly appreciate that. Because I'm doing pretty good. Like I'm doing pretty good too. Like
Yeah, I'd say so.
I've
I mean,
not done anything. Like I don't drink pop anyway, so it's not hard for me to give that up. I'm a big sweets guy. Like
I feel like we all kind of are though.
candy, ice cream, stuff like that. Like I'm a very dude. I've probably got the biggest sweet tooth out of anybody. Like I love it. I love
Not
it. I
more
love
than
it.
sticks.
I love it. So that one's a little hard. Alcohol, not so hard. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to drink my beer on the weekend and stuff, but go without it. I don't drink during the week. I never have. I mean, I may have like 1 beer or 2
There
beers
you go.
during the
There
week,
you
if
go.
that. If that though, like more
I'm
times
not
than
saying
not.
you're heavily drinking during the
No,
week.
like if that, like half the time I don't drink during the week. It's only on the weekends when I drink.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel a little bit better not drinking too, so I might.
I mean, like I told you, with the like cutting out the sugars, like drinking, I already told you that I feel like better holistically.
Right.
Great word choice. Look that one up in the old encyclopedia. But I feel like overall better.
Yeah.
Like I was telling you, like I don't feel like around lunchtime. I'm a big lunchtime Dr. Pepper at one of my lunchboxes all the time. But I have really only had water and Powerade Zero, and
It's good.
I think that's really all I was drinking at work, and I feel generally better.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, I feel like the moment you start cutting certain things out, I mean, obviously you're gonna feel. It depends, because like Brittany she was always feeling like crap if she didn't have that caffeine, and I think she's starting to feel better now too because she's getting rid of that caffeine. This all started though off of a sermon from church. Our pastor challenged us to do a 21-day fast, so we watched church online last week. I did, at least. I don't think you guys did. You guys didn't
No,
make
because
it?
like I told you, I had completely forgot about it.
So that's how it all started, and then Brittany was like, "What are we gonna fast?" And then we all have a group chat. So we have a group chat for the guys, and then we have an entire group chat with everybody.
Well, and they apparently also have a ladies group chat where they're discussing what to buy on Shein, so that's great.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, to make us all go broke.
Yep, basically.
So,
well, just you. I don't have a connected bank account because I'm smart.
I don't either.
God.
Well, yeah, you guys. Well, neither of us are married. They're the married one, so I mean,
True.
not saying it doesn't make sense, but
Yeah, sucks. But hey.
oh yeah, it sucks being married.
No, I mean, it sucks. It sucks.
You hear that, Brittany?
You hear that?
It sucks them wanting to buy stuff all the time. So, new segment.
Yeah, we'll pop into that.
New segment alert. So, as you guys all know, I'm a dad.
Is that so?
Yes.
I hope I'm not.
Not yet, at least.
Yeah, not yet at least.
Not
yeah.
yet. We wanted to do a new segment. This is going to be a reoccurring segment of dad jokes. I have this book that Brittany got me a few years ago on Christmas, and it is exceptionally bad dad jokes. So, here we go. What has two butts and kills people?
What's that, Sean?
An assassin.
Give me
the old rim shot. But
Doom, 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 doom.
that was a good one. I like that one. I think that one was pretty good.
It was all right.
I mean,
It was definitely better than some of the previous ones you had read. I'm glad we decided on that one. I mean, those are exceptionally bad, but those first couple ones were really
Terrible.
bad. Yeah.
Terrible. We'll get into, for those of you that follow us and like our Talkin Bout podcast page on Facebook, I did make a post last Sunday, so we got almost a foot of snow here
In
in one day.
yeah,
24-hour period.
Yeah, I think Whiteland, Franklin, like New Whiteland, they said 11, but then I think closer to like Indy, like downtown area, they said only 9, but
Yeah.
'Cause it
a foot.
wasn't-
You can say overall a foot,
Which is typically
around
odd.
the state.
Yeah.
It's typically odd because down here where we live in Whiteland, and I mean, Stickshire not that far from us, over kind of Mooresville area, Canby,
Mhm.
we typically don't get a lot of snow down here.
I mean, we get it, but usually if we get it, up north gets it way worse.
Yeah, they're getting a couple feet of snow.
'Cause
yeah.
they get hit by Michigan.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to bear through this. Just bear with me. You might hear me cough here and there. We can try to edit it out, but
Get used to it.
yeah, I'm telling you guys, I feel terrible. Like
Deal with it.
it's bad. So I made a post last Sunday,
Sunday morning.
January 5th, asking people what their plans were for the snow, what you guys were gonna do, so forth and so on as far as the snow goes, or if you guys were gonna do anything with your family, play board games, whatever. And we made the post about it and asked people to comment on it. And I told people that we would give them a shout out on the post.
Yep.
And we're going to keep our promise on that. So, Sean Kennett, good looking Sean.
For those of you who know.
He was very optimistic, saying that he didn't think that we were going to get as much as they say, but it was an educated guess.
Obviously, no offense, that educated guess was wrong.
Yeah.
For once in probably our entire lifetime, the weather reports were right.
Yeah.
We could have bet on it. I would have lost some money.
Yeah.
I definitely would have lost some money too.
Yeah, for sure. Brian McLean, BMAC, he put a picture of Navy, my goddaughter, on there. They took her out to go play in the snow, it looks like. The picture that he put on there, she is like...
Which I'll throw the picture up.
Yeah, we're going to throw the pictures up too. Any picture that we have, if it's okay with you guys, we're going to put it on there. I'm sure you'd be okay.
Right. I mean, they posted on Facebook. I mean, it's
Right.
cannot post the videos for the few people who did
Yeah.
submit videos. There's not a way for me to save them and then put them on. So
Yeah,
apologize to
so-
all that, but
she is pondering very hard on her thoughts, like deep in thought, just staring off into the abyss of the snow.
shout out to Lane as well. He put a picture of his dog Gracie. Looks like she is basically up to her stomach in the snow.
Yeah, and she's a basset hound, so
Yes.
she doesn't have much room in between her stomach
Yeah.
and the ground. Styx's girlfriend Desiree, she posted of her driving, which we do not condone. Shouldn't be on your phone while you're driving.
Yep. It's actually
Desiree?
against the law.
Yep. So please.
Hands at 10 and 2. Phone down, buckle up.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. So gotta work on that, Desiree. Justin Spillman, he was working at the airport.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out for keeping all the planes de-iced and getting people where they need to be. He actually sent us a picture of him in one of the de-icers. Those things are pretty wild. They're
Yeah,
pretty
and
cool looking.
it's crazy too. Not that he was still working because obviously planes are still taking off. But according to IndyStar, it was more than 100 flights scheduled into or out of the Indianapolis airport were canceled. Still lower than what they had canceled on Monday.
Yeah.
And at least 6 were in delays for into or out of the airport.
Wow. That's wild. Vaughn posted a picture of his driveway.
That I did.
I'll give you a shout out even though you're sitting right across from me.
Yeah. Sticks also.
Sticks put one on there too.
Again,
AKA Tyler
driving.
McKinney driving.
No, the old lady took that picture.
So then did you take her a picture or video?
No, she
It
took
looks like the
that.
Fusion, honestly.
I mean, I know it was the Fusion, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
the old Fusion confusion. Whoa
That's
there.
rough. That was loud. I was watching a video. Lexia Tarek, Micah Tarek's wife, posted their daughter Emerson. She's making a snow angel.
Is that what that
Yeah,
was?
it's a snow angel. And their new dog, man, they're going to kill me. I can't remember what their new dog's name is. They just got her. So, hold on. Please don't kill me, Lex and Micah.
We'll just say dog.
No, I gotta find
D-O-G, dog.
I gotta find the dog's name. God, this is gonna upset
Looks
me.
like it's a husky.
It's a husky mix with something else. I can't remember. So what had happened was,
Husky shepherd.
well, some lady that Brittany works with, she rescued this dog and then found out that the dog was pregnant, and the dog ended up having, I think, like 8 puppies or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like kind of a big shocker. Coda, Koda.
That's a good name.
Beautiful dog. She has got beautiful eyes.
I was say it
beautiful
looked like
blue
even
eyes.
from that picture or that video, it looked like blue eyes.
Yeah, their dog Athena and Coda were playing together in the snow while Emerson was making snow angels. So looks like they were having fun. Let me see. Let me get back to the post here.
I believe you just have one more. if I remember
Jen.
correctly.
There's 2 more.
Oh,
Jen
yeah,
Farmer.
sorry, Jen. Yeah.
She was playing games with her oldest son Gavin, and said that she was whooping his butt in games all day.
Absolutely demolishing.
Sucks to be a kid sometimes because kids forget that us parents or uncles, aunts, grandpas, grandmas, whatever,
Even older cousins.
older cousins, they forget that we've been around the block a time or two, seen a thing or two. We've been there and done that. So they think that, oh yeah, we'll be able to do this.
I've played. What is it? Candy. Yeah, I played Candyland. A few times. I'm the best there ever
Yep.
was. Then you
Don't-
get one of us who have played it hundreds of times.
Smack him in the mouth with
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Not realistically, but
Well, yeah, we don't condone that
no.
unless it's warranted.
right. And then Chrissy Hessinger, I think that's how you say her last name. She was our wedding planner for mine and Brittany's wedding, and looks like she lives in an apartment complex, and she was a little frustrated because she didn't know how she was going to get her car out to go to work. She was a little worried about how.
Way to go there, Sticks.
Thanks,
Good one
Sticks,
there.
for moving everything.
Yeah, I'm sure
Sorry.
everyone
And then-
heard that one
Yeah,
too.
you moved everything and then moved the mics all around the place. Thanks, Sticks. Appreciate it. Yeah, she was worried about how she's gonna get out of the neighborhood because they don't plow or salt. Which, what a crappy neighborhood, apartment complex, wherever you live. Looks like
Townhome
apartments by the
complex.
picture.
I mean, whatever,
Uh,
etc.
yeah, pretty crappy that they don't take care of you guys like that.
Yeah, it seems like that's almost a liability. Like if you slip and
Yeah.
fall, can you sue them, or do they have that written on their leases? Hey, we don't do this, so if you fall, it's on you.
I don't know. It's,
I'm
I mean,
not sure. I
I
don't
don't-
know how that would work.
I don't know.
I mean, technically, if you put it in the lease agreement, they signed it,
yeah. So
but it's still a pretty crappy thing to do, in my opinion.
yeah, very crappy.
If you're a landlord and you do that, sorry if I offended you, but you suck.
Yeah, you're terrible. Yeah, shout out to all those people that were interactive on our posts. Like, we appreciate that. It means something to us. You know, we're still trying to get everything off the ground and running. So the fact that you guys took the time out of your day, a few minutes just to post something about it, or just give us insight on kind of what you guys were doing. Like, you know, we told you that we would keep our promise and give you guys shout outs, and that's what we're going to do. So,
Yeah, and, shout out to everyone who's out there working in it. You know, it was a lot of snow.
Lot.
Lot of snow.
You
Most
ain't
snow we've
kidding.
had in a few years.
Yeah.
2-3 years. Something
yeah,
around that.
it was.
Shout out a lot of long hours, late nights, early days, etc., etc.
We all actually went out and worked
Yep.
on that Sunday,
Yep.
last Sunday.
Shout out Sticks.
I actually was looking for some work. The guy that I typically work with, Kyle Bandy, was Bandy Services.
Shout out Bandy Services, 317-409-9997, free estimates.
So Vaughn worked with Bandy for a while. So that's
I
how
worked with him before you did, and when
Yeah.
I stopped working with him, you actually filled my spot of
Yeah,
it,
for a
which was
little bit.
funny.
Yeah, for a little bit. I think
Didn't
I,
even know each other then either.
think I did better work than him from what I was told. But, you know, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
So I was looking for somebody to plow with, just because I have that skill set of learning how to be able to do that. I've been blessed with being able to kind of grow my work skill set, I guess you could say. I'm learning how to do multiple different things. So shout out to
Clean Cut Lawn and Landscape.
yeah
Donnie Gregg.
Donnie Gregg.
317-428-9813.
Donnie Greggs. He posted in the Center Grove chatter, I think. He was looking for somebody to come plow. I've got a few contacts for people to go plow and stuff like that. I just so happened to see his. Asked him if he needed some help. He brought me in to come plow with him. Shortly after he brought me in to come plow with him, he asked if I knew any guys that wanted to come do some more work, come clear some sidewalks and do some handwork and stuff. So
Sidewalks, driveways, commercial lots,
Yeah. So then I gave
etc.
Vaughn and Sticks a call, and they started working too. Now, mind you guys, I started at about 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think is what it was. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit earlier because I started like right at 12. And I feel like maybe you'd working for maybe 2 hours, hour and a half.
So mine might have been even like 10:30 or something like that, 10:30.
No later than 11 though.
Well,
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
I didn't come in and help till
4:30.
4:30.
And I came in at 12.
Yeah, we were trying hard to get Sticks going because
Yeah, because he had originally called me because I have also previously done plow work, and he knew that I was also looking for something because, again, our contact,
Mine
main
and Vaughn.
contact, was having some equipment troubles.
Yeah.
I was ready. I don't think he
he wasn't ready to pull the trigger yet because I don't
Mhm.
think he thought that it was as bad as what it was, which is okay. I mean, that's the hard part about snow. It's not necessarily a set thing because you don't know.
There's variables.
There's a lot of variables, and it has to be the most cost effective on it. So your labor cost versus what you're making and all that other stuff. I mean, you can't just bring 40 guys in and then get 2 inches of snow. Then you're losing money. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. So
well, and this is my first year ever doing snow.
yeah, shout out.
Yeah.
So that played
Shout
into
out
it, too.
rookie year so far. We're supposed to get more coming next week, so
Rookie
might extend
year
the rookie years. We'll
Might
see.
be MVP. We'll see.
Sticks
I
is doing pretty good.
I would say rookie of the year. I wouldn't say MVP.
Yeah, Sticks is doing pretty good. I mean, I'm proud of what I saw for him.
Yeah,
Sticks and Vaughn were together a lot. I had
the whole time, actually. Thank you very much.
I had Donnie's son with me, and he was my
Josh.
Yeah, he was my hand help.
Jump seat.
Yeah, he was sitting shotgun in the plow truck with me, and he would get out and clear the walkways and stuff.
Pull it off the curbs,
Yeah,
things like that.
Pull everything off the curbs so that I could come through with the plow, push it into piles and everything. But yeah, I think I started about 10:30 last Sunday, and mind you, we all had to work the next day. We had our normal jobs that we had to go to on Monday. I think the boys
Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we were off Monday.
Yeah, Monday is when we went in.
Yeah, because
Sunday's when it started snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were both pretty disappointed that we didn't have any.
No, it started snowing Monday morning.
No, it started snowing Sunday. How could I have gotten called off of work Monday if it was snowing Monday?
Well,
it was snowing Monday, but
didn't they?
It was snowing.
They didn't
Sunday,
start late Sunday.
No, it started at it started snowing at 10 o'clock Sunday, and it started dumping at least down here about 2 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah, that's right.
But it snowed into Monday morning.
Yeah, it kept snowing. Well, yeah. So then I went and plowed for him, and we had all of our regular jobs to go to on Tuesday, and
you didn't even really.
I didn't go to sleep.
Yeah,
I've been up
you
since.
didn't really have anything. I at least got a little 2-hour nap.
No,
so
you guys
not what I got.
You guys went home at 3 something in the morning on Tuesday?
I think 3, somewhere between 3 and 3:30, somewhere about that.
Yeah, I told him I could work till 5, and I worked till 5. I came home. Now, mind you, I'd been up since 9-ish Monday morning, and I didn't go to bed until 5 or 6 o'clock on Tuesday. Slept for a little bit, took Harper back to her mom's.
Your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter, my other daughter, my oldest daughter. And oldest.
I don't know. I'm just saying that.
And
Most eld.
Webster Dictionary will tell you.
Yeah. Took her back
Grammarly.
to her back to her mom's, and came home and passed out. I ended up working 18 hours.
Not 18 snow, but 18 collective. Yeah.
18 snow hours is what it was, and then I worked.
Oh yeah, I guess
and
that
then I worked
does track. Yeah.
I worked a 10-hour day or so on Tuesday.
I think that was your shortest day all week, to my knowledge.
Yeah, at my real job.
yeah. Thankfully, your shortest day
God,
after all that.
It was god awful, and it sucked too because we just started our fast, so it was god awful.
Couldn't go home and drink a beer.
I wanted to drink a beer. I wanted to just engorge in
Sweets.
Not necessarily sweets, but just sugar Red Bull, and I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that at all. It was terrible. I was living off of, I think I drank 6 Red Bulls in 2 days in that time frame, and they're all sugar free, but we did it. To my knowledge, you guys are pretty happy. You guys made some good money too. You guys did some good stuff.
I mean, I know how it goes. So I mean,
Right.
I knew what I was expecting. I think Sticks was a little more excited per se to see that kind of cash flow in.
Yeah. And I think it was a little bit more
quick money.
It is, and it's hard work. Don't get me wrong. I mean, shout out to all the guys that do it year round. I mean, we typically do it too, but it's long hours. I mean, you might be somewhere plowing or doing some handwork, and you may be sitting in a parking lot for 20 minutes catching a little nap, catching some Z's.
Accidentally sometimes.
Yeah.
Old long blink.
Yeah, but you got to, because at the end of the day, I mean, businesses are still open.
Yeah, we're doing it so you guys can get back to your normal lives.
Yeah, get back to your normal jobs. Get back to, stopping at friggin' McDonald's and getting your Frappuccino, or going to Starbucks.
Douche Deluche Frappuccino.
Yeah, getting your Starbucks drinks or whatever. That's why we do it.
Venti Ice White Chocolate Mocha. No whip. Shout out Caitlin.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, we do it for the money. But
100% we do it for the money. But also...
there's some kind of good feeling behind it.
Yeah, it's a two-parter. Especially like me and Sticks. We had, Sunday, and then also Friday. We'll segue into that.
Yeah.
Friday, I think that was our longest... I mean, definitely was our longest, but the longest I've had in a very long time for snow.
You ain't joking.
We all went in at 10:30. Yeah, 10:30, and then we all got off about noon the next day.
Well, and then mind you guys too,
That was an overnighter.
We also worked our normal jobs on Friday.
Yeah, so we were all up about 6 o'clock Friday morning.
about
Went to our
5:30.
Yeah, 5:30.
5:36. We all went to our normal jobs.
Did our normal job, went home, hung out for a little bit.
You guys hung out. I was still at work until freaking 6, 7 o'clock because.
Well, I mean, I didn't get home till 4. In the grand scheme of things, 2 hours does make a difference.
If you guys ever order concrete, don't ever expect the damn things to be on time.
Unless you get it from Shelby Materials.
Don't order from
Shout out.
SRM either. They will not bring what you
I don't even
order.
care. I don't even care about the slander. SRM, IMI, you guys both suck. Shelby's on top. Point blank, period.
It is god awful. We sat around and waited for 2.5 hours on concrete, and
waited
guys,
2.5 hours for concrete that sucked.
I'm trying to be better, but like I want to use said words right now, and I can't because I'm trying to be better.
Beep.
Yeah, pretty much. These
Hooligans.
freaking buttheads, dude.
That's a good one. Butthead. Doo-doo head.
These freaking doo-doo heads, they were terrible, man. Like we waited till dang near 6:30 to get freaking concrete, and we were done with the job by like 4. Like, come on, dude. I get it. Like the road started to get bad and stuff, but like we waited and waited and waited. Like it was terrible. And then when they brought us the stuff, so for those of you that don't know, when you open up a road, like when you dig a road open or like you make a hole in the road, you have to fill it a certain way. And you have to use what's called a flowable fill.
It's diggable concrete is a good way to describe it.
So flowable fill is a sand water mixed with a few other things. But it hardens up, but you're still able to dig through it. Those are your city standards, right? And then we put a concrete cap on it. So we leave that flowable fill down about a foot, and then we put concrete on top of it to the top of the asphalt. So when we do that, what they do is they come back and they bring a machine, they chew up the asphalt, get everything back level, and then they'll put an asphalt patch over the top of it, right? I kid you guys not, this flowable fill was so wet, it wasn't even funny. Like I think there was more water in it than there was sand, and we couldn't do anything about it.
No, I mean, and then you could turn a truck away, but then you get hit with, I think it's like it probably depends on the company, but to my knowledge, it's $250 that Shelby charges you if you turn a truck away.
It's so bad. It was so bad they're putting no warranty on the concrete. I'm like, just because you put no warranty on the freaking concrete doesn't mean that you come bring us some trash ass concrete, dude.
Yeah.
And like
sorry to cut you off, but then with that too, it doesn't matter what they bring you. At the end of the day, you're liable for what it turns into.
Right.
Whether it turns into a sinkhole or whether it holds up perfectly, you're liable for it, not the concrete company.
It was so bad that we ended up having to slowly pour the concrete out in one hole, like in the hole, in one area, just so that the water would dissipate enough, and then we could smooth the concrete out. Mind you, too, side topic here, the guy that brought us the concrete earlier that week, he was kind of being a smart ass to us. So we had 2 holes, and he brought us flowable fill one day. Because there's not certain concrete, for those of you who don't know, there's not certain trucks for certain things. They all haul different materials. They haul the flowable fill. They haul the concrete. I think there's other stuff that they can haul in those.
There's some type of thing that's also like flowable fill, but it's for like not like landscaping, but kind of like forming type of stuff.
This dude,
there's different types of concrete as well.
This dude, he brought us some flowable fill, and he looked at my boss, my foreman, and he goes, "Well, this is a straight axle truck. It don't bend."
It in fact does. It just bends at the same rate as the other side.
Yeah. So he was like, "So how do you expect me to get over to this hole?" And I said, "Well, you back up and you turn." So he did that. He was being a smart ass to us. Well, on his way out, if you guys ever look at a concrete truck, there's a walkway on the top. It's called a catwalk. So that's how they get up there, and they can put water in there to kind of clean their drum out and all this other stuff. Well, this idiot, he was backing up, caught his catwalk on a tree, and bent the ever-living hell out of it on a tree. And I'm like, you know what?
You can just chalk that up to ignorance, not paying attention, not caring.
Yeah.
Most
like-
of them guys don't.
I'm like, that's what you get for being a smartass. That's your own fault.
You suck.
Terrible. But back to our subject at hand. I didn't get home till like 6:30 or so. So I got home. No, I take it back. I got off about 6:37 because the roads were pretty bad by that point in time. I think it took me 45 minutes, almost an hour. So I called Donnie and I was like, "Hey man, like I got to go home at least get a little sleep." And now mind you, this sickness. This is kind of when I started feeling it.
Yeah, because our original plan was to all go in at midnight.
Yeah.
That was our original plan.
And this old sinus infection, it was
Which is weird. Our original plan was midnight, and then you started feeling bad, and you're like, let's go in at 10:30.
I know. How does that work?
Got how that works out. 10:30, which was pushing it back, or pulling it back, I guess, an hour and a half,
Yeah.
just for time's sake for everyone listening.
Right. So I came home. I don't even think I ate anything. No, I did. I stopped at Hardee's. Got some food for Britt and I.
Monster thick burger.
Got to, bro. That's the gasseroni right there. Got that, ate. I immediately laid down on the couch, passed out. You guys, I think you guys were playing Farming Simulator, just hanging out. Shout out.
Maybe.
Fucking Farming
Yeah,
Simulator.
we played it a little bit.
Yeah, because then when Caitlin got home, she brought me home food
Mhm.
from Jaggers.
Yeah.
Shout
And
out.
then me and the old lady. Did we eat before or after? I don't know.
You ate something, substance. But yeah, we
Mhm.
kind of all ate, convened a little bit, hung out with each other's respectives women, and then went out, to work. I mean, we went out 10:30 Friday night. Well, you kind of got a little nap, but had not slept since about 5:36 that.
I don't really
that
constitute that too much. It was like a 2-hour nap. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's kind
I
of goes
had
into what we did that Monday going to Tuesday. I got like a little 2-hour nap. Didn't really do much. Honestly, made it worse.
Had to, though. Like, I absolutely had to. I felt so bad because it was just the start of the sickness.
Yeah.
I felt terrible.
Just kind of sweated out a little bit.
Yeah, I took the world's hottest shower and sweated it out.
Yeah, so we all went in 10:30 Friday at 10:30 p.m. Friday, and then I got home I got off of work about 12 p.m. noon Saturday, and I think you were like
1.
Yeah,
I was
say,
just right behind you guys.
Yeah,
We had some issues with the plow on the last job or the last HOA that we were plowing. I think his cylinder's going out. So there's a cylinder that's run by hydraulics on the plow, and I think the cylinder is going out because
worked it like a dog.
yeah, but for those of you that don't know, so those plows are controlled by a controller that's in the truck. That's how you can control them. It's got an up and a down feature and a left and a right to be able to move your plow one way or the other, or up and down. I'd get it down, and whenever it'd have pressure on it, I think by this time that snow was so wet too over there because it was kind of starting to melt a little bit.
It had been worked for
It had been worked for
4 or 5 days straight. I mean,
yeah.
like Donnie, shout out, he would use it in the mornings, then we'd use it. I mean,
it was pretty much we'd use it, we'd go home, Donnie would jump in it, he'd use it, he went home, we'd jump in
yeah,
it.
it
We'd
was
start using it.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was worked hard. That truck was worked hard the last couple of days.
Made a lot of money, that truck did.
Guarantee it. I guarantee it. We were having some issues on the last one, so it took me a little bit longer to get it done. And you guys got off, ended up going to IHOP.
Yep,
Ate some
chowed
breakfast.
down on some
It was
IHOP.
good.
I
I drank a whole pot of coffee just by myself.
I wanted to go, man, but I couldn't. I was so tired, and I it was so funny though. We got to that one HOA where you guys were clearing off the driveways and stuff. Donnie looks at me and goes, "You look a little tired." And I was like, "Buddy, you don't even know what tired is right now."
No kid. I mean, so at that point, I think when we were all getting off, obviously you got off about an hour after us. At that point, I think it was 36 hours straight we had been awake.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Minus Stix's little 2-minute nap that he got when we were driving up to Zionsville.
yeah. And then my 2-hour little nap that I got when I came home. But yeah, we were up for a while.
30. Well, and I had been up longer than that because, like I told both of you, and Donnie knew as well. I had that birthday celebration for my buddy to go to at 7:00. So, and I'm at that point, we ate. Me and Stix did. I didn't get home till like
Probably 2 o'clock.
2:30 ish.
And
then
I
at that
left your house and I went home.
yeah, and I mean at that point, what am I gonna do? Get a 2-hour nap and then risk not even waking up to begin with, but
Right.
it was like it just seemed just pointless. So yeah,
Dude.
by the end of the night, I'd been up for over 40 hours straight. Besides, full admission to guilt, I did take maybe a little 5-minute nap on the toilet accidentally.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I came home, stripped down to the old skibbies, the old draws, passed out in the chair. It was over.
Yeah, we all saw. It was
Yeah,
very
I know.
interesting.
Brittany decided
I'd throw
to
up a
send
picture, but I won't do that to you.
Brittany decided to make a Snapchat picture of me and send it to everybody. So you know
look
what?
pretty
You know what?
comfy,
I'm gonna
though.
use it right now. Fuck you, Britt. I love you, but fuck you. Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing, Brett.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
I was so tired. I slept for a few hours then yesterday, and then I'd wake up because, mind you guys, I've been pounding Dayquil and trying to get all this crap, all this congestion out of me, this mucus. So I'd fall asleep for a little bit, wake up. Dude, I woke up a few times, and Brittany was like trying to mess with me. Like, she was trying to take my temperature and stuff just to make sure I wasn't like, sick, like terribly sick. Like, I woke up a few times. She scared the shit out of me. Like, scared the shit out of me.
Well, it doesn't help that you're sick too, so it kind of puts you out of it to begin with.
Yeah.
Then you're just waking up too.
Yeah, I was like flailing and like twitching and stuff, like when she was like messing with me and stuff. Dude, I feel bad for her too. Like, shout out to the old ladies, because every woman for every man that does construction work or that does plowing, anything like that, any man that's like a shout out to their significant other, because
They
I'm
put
telling
up
you,
with it.
I'm telling you, it's hard. And if I was in her position yesterday, I wouldn't have wanted to do anything more than spend time with my significant other. But boys, I just didn't have it in me.
Yeah, me and Caitlin basically didn't see each other for 2 days straight.
I didn't have it in me. I couldn't do it.
And guess what? She was okay with it.
Right. Because, I mean, you got to understand at some point in time as a man, like, you're trying to just provide. You're trying to provide.
Yeah, I mean, and like we'd said, we do it for the money.
We do.
The plowing. It's not easy. It's not short, but we do it for the money. And then, previously stated, we do it to help out. Me and Sticks, we were doing an HOA. Well, one of the HOAs we did. It was, I don't know if it's specifically a 55 and older or 50 and older or whatever.
I would assume so.
I would think so, because to my knowledge, everyone there is old of some sort.
Don't forget, shout out to the old lady. She said, "You boys want a coffee?" Yes, please.
She did say that. That was that Monday
Mhm.
when we went out. It was like 11 o'clock at night. She said, we were clearing off her driveway and asked if we wanted coffee. And then shout out to the one lady on the actual cul-de-sac of the HOA.
Mhm.
She refused us. She said, "I do my own driveway." And then she proceeded to do her entire driveway by herself. She said, "I like it.
Hell yeah.
I'm not going to complain there. We'll do it. I mean, that's what we're paid to do. If you want us to do it, we'll do it. But if you turn us away and said you want to do it yourself, I mean, not really much we can do about that." But
Don't forget old boy that lets you guys use the snowblower
yeah,
for a little
no,
bit.
we didn't use it. He did. But yeah, shout out the HOA president. That Monday when we had went, it was after it had snowed, obviously, and yeah, and after the plow trucks had come through and cleared the streets of the HOA, so it kind of all froze up at the end of their driveways, and that was kind of what was hindering our progress. He said, "Is there anything I can do to help?" And we're like, "I mean, you can just stay inside, like it's our job to do." He said, "Well, I'll get the snowblower out and I'll clear out the aprons for all you guys." Shout out to him, because we had end up, I think it was almost 14 hours we had to work that day. So without him, probably would have been a lot longer than that.
Yeah, definitely would have.
But yeah, he was the HOA president, I believe.
There you
So
go.
definitely he understands the magnitude of it.
Right.
But yeah, it's nice to go out there and help out the community, especially with the older folks who, obviously can't get around as easy as some of us can. So it's nice to be able to do that for them. Just give them one less thing to worry about when they're, going to a doctor's appointment, getting their prescriptions, getting groceries, going to see their family.
Right.
And,
Because your life doesn't stop.
Yeah,
You might get a
and-
little snow. You might get some rain. Maybe torrential downpour, whatever the case may be. Life don't stop.
Nope. And God forbid, they didn't have to go to the hospital for anything serious,
Yeah.
So
No kidding.
yeah, that's just our way of giving back, I guess you could say.
Sticks, you've been a little bit quiet. How do you feel about the old snow? Like, what do you
Yeah,
think about it?
let's-
This is you've never
Your
really
first impression,
yeah,
per se.
you've never really done it before. So like, how do you feel about it? What do you think?
It's not the easiest work, like in the snow.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest work, but you can make a lot of money in a short-ish amount of time, I would say. I mean,
You can make quick money, fast money.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you're out there, but it doesn't feel like a normal job per se. Like it doesn't feel like the hours are dragging by. I mean,
No, I mean like
We went
like I
out there-
told you. Sorry, go ahead. I want to interrupt you.
we went out there at 10:30, and I mean it felt like before you knew it, it was 3:00 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and-
you guys were doing it, and you were like, "What time is it?" Because I was sitting in the truck. I mean, I was plowing, so I was in the truck all day, and I mean, we were all talking and stuff, and you were like, "What time is it?" I was like, "Dude, it's almost 5:00 in the morning." You're like, "Holy shit, what?"
And then next thing you know, that sun starts to rise. The next
You
thing
get
know,
your second wind.
Yeah, that's personally how I felt. I don't know about other people or you guys, but once that sun started to rise, I mean, I felt great. I felt like I was ready to go.
It feels like you just woke up.
I mean, like we did on that last property, the Arbor Homes and Southern Homes building, I believe, Southern Homes.
Over by the fairgrounds.
Yeah, next to Lawrence Utilities. We busted that out pretty quick. I think that was the last bit of our energy though, for sure.
Mhm.
But that was our last one, so we were like, let's just bust this out quick, go home.
I mean, I'm hoping we get snow. I guess every Friday, get about 4 or 5 inches of snow. Give it to me.
Yeah. I want all the inches. Shout out Kyle
Mhm.
Bandy.
See, though, for you guys, though, like for me, for you guys, I mean, you say you get your second wind. I mean, I definitely got it, but it is so much harder for me to plow during the day as somebody with light colored eyes because
And
it hurts my eyes so damn much when that sun comes beaming off of that snow, no matter what. It hurts so bad because I have a hazel eye color. And my eyes fluctuate in color, so sometimes they look more blue, sometimes they look more green.
That's how I am.
But it hurts so bad on my eyes that I would 10 times much rather plow at night.
well, I also don't think the no sleep
That didn't
helps
help
at all.
either,
I mean,
yeah.
once you hit, hour 30 of being awake and that sun reflects everything off that snow, your eyes are already hurting to begin with. I'm sure it doesn't help.
No, doesn't help
And-
at all.
I mean, I'll say, like, obviously we give you shit for sitting in the truck plowing, but I think that me and Vaughn, with the shovels, it's physically harder, but it's easier to stay awake.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
not as mental.
You're
Being-
working your body more than anything.
Yeah, but being, just sitting in a truck, like it's probably hard to stay awake.
It's boring. I mean,
Mhm.
don't get me wrong. There's something about it. Like, it's
Talk on the phone. That's the best thing. That's what we did all night.
it is. But it's very. What's the right word? It's very calming, especially when there's nobody out. Like it's quiet. It's very calming, but it's very easy to get bored and become tired. And
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not.
for
And,
sure.
and like not to say, plowing's hard. It's not, but in the different aspect that I have versus you guys or anybody else that's doing handwork, the difference between guys that are plowing and people that are doing handwork is I have one, a lot more liability. If I hit something, now that causes company or whoever to have to pay money out, so that could be a potential that I lose money. I could damage something. I could hit somebody. Like it's just, I feel like it's more mentally taxing and more mentally exhausting than it is physically exhausting. Because, I mean, dude, when I'm plowing a parking lot or something, like I'm constantly looking around. I've got to be, because the people who don't pay attention to plow trucks, and I had a lot this past weekend. They were actually really respectful. They would stop and they would wait on me when they were coming in to go to work.
Minus the one.
Which one?
Oh boy, you know who I'm talking about.
Who?
When you it was that Monday, he got stuck on your mound.
Oh, the one that I pushed in
Yeah.
at that place.
I don't. No. The one that ripped his whole bumper off or something.
Oh no, that was
he wanted to be impatient.
yeah. Except that dude. Yeah, I had a mound. at this place off of Olive Branch, this strip mall. They couldn't wait, and they got stuck on my pile that I had pushed. And it was a good sized pile. I mean, it was probably a good 7-8 inch pile. And it was just sitting there, and dude just came barreling through, and then wanted to yell at me because he couldn't wait. I'm like, dude, if you would have just waited 2 more minutes, I would have just moved it out of the way for you.
Or went to a different entrance.
No, that's the only entrance going to that
Okay.
place.
I didn't know what business it was, so my mistake.
So, but like for example, like I did an apartment complex the last Monday, and I stopped because there was this car. They were trying to get into their, towards their apartment and park, and it was two younger women, and I stopped and I said, "Hey, are you guys stuck, or what's up? Like, you need some help or what?" And they're like, "No, we're just watching. Like, it's kind of cool what you're doing." And I've seen some people like on Facebook and stuff talk about how they want to learn how to do stuff like this, whatnot. But yeah, they were just intrigued by watching me go back and forth and push these mass amounts of snow. And I was like, okay, well, just sit there for a few minutes, and I tell you what, I'll get you a spot open. So they sat there for a little bit. They thought I was done. They came across one of my paths, and they ended up getting stuck. They didn't damage anything or anything like that, but they got stuck. So I helped push them out, and I told them to go sit over here. I said, give me 2 minutes. I'll push this stuff out, and then I'll push you a parking spot so you can have it. Push this parking spot out, pushed all this stuff out. They came right in, pulled right into their spot, and they're like, "Oh, thank you so much. We didn't want to get stuck, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "You're welcome,"
Yeah,
that's part of that part.
It's a two-faced coin,
Right, and that's part of that part, where it's cool to give back. But yeah, screw you guys. I almost said the other word. Screw you people who are impatient for all of people like us just trying to do our job.
Impatient, or the people who, I wouldn't say necessarily respect it, but don't think we do a good enough job, or we don't do it a certain way, this, that, and the other.
There's only so much that you can do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you got a foot of snow on the ground, you're going to lose a parking spot.
Well,
I can guarantee you that. There's going to be a parking spot taken up.
Oh, yeah.
At least one.
You can
if
only
not
put
more.
snow in so many places.
Yeah, like, would it be great if we could pick it all up and put it on the other side of the curb? 100%, but that's not how that game works.
I will say, if you're in Franklin or close to Franklin, Indiana, and you go to the strip mall by the Ford dealership on 31, and it's a Noodles and Company, and there's a Panera Bread in that strip mall. Go over there and see the piles of snow. There are piles of snow over there at least 8 feet tall. You run out of places to frickin' put snow.
And I will say, too, having done it Monday and then coming in Friday and doing it, you already have piles. You can only put so much more on that pile, and you just run out of places to put it.
We got 2 snows within a week of each other. I mean, there's not much you can do about that.
Well, see, what you don't know, too, Sticks, on top of that, because, I mean, Vaughn's dealt with it, I've dealt with it. When you push those piles, when you get a pile going, you push into it, and when that snow's still fresh, typically you can push that pile. Like, you can get to the curb, you can lift your blade up, and you can push that pile off the curb.
Okay.
Well, what happens is
it
when
freezes.
it freezes again, then you're not moving that pile.
It's basically a giant ice block.
So then that's where
Okay.
Vaughn gets in, where you're gonna lose parking spots because I can't push that pile anymore unless you have a big machine. That truck can only push so much. You know what I mean?
That's when you get into
like
you
at that
need,
warehouse, that for those of you who don't know, a lull. It's basically a
giant
forklift,
off-road kind of forklift.
Mhm.
Yeah, forklift-ish, have buckets. They make attachments for them. You can do a lot of different things with them, but they're big. Even the small ones are still big. That's probably about the smallest machine that will push a pile.
And you're not, I mean,
And that's not something that everyone's going to have or everyone have access to.
and you
That was the-
can't take a dozer in there because that's just going to tear.
No, it's going to tear the road up.
Yeah.
And even a small enough one that is on rubber instead of steel tracks, even then, some of those might not even be able to push it if the pile's big enough.
Yeah.
Like if you push an entire parking lot into one pile, you may not even be able to push that with it.
Not to mention, guys, doesn't matter how much you salt something. Guess what? The salt's gonna melt it, and then the temperatures drop again, and then guess what? It freezes.
And that is why you keep salting.
So you can't always do it. But again, screw you people that are impatient while people are out trying to do their job.
And I swear if I see one more post on Facebook, are the roads bad? How are the roads? I think I might just delete the app.
Yeah.
I'm about tired of that.
And because that's the other thing.
Look out your
guys,
window. Make an
guys,
educated guess.
I can understand if you've maybe been here for a year or two.
Or you're a new driver.
or-
If you're
yeah.
a new driver, please don't go out in this weather.
Yeah, but guys, most of us, I mean, I've been in Indiana for 30 years, okay? I lived 1 year in Arizona, maybe even a year because I had my first birthday out there.
Shout out.
And then we moved back to Indiana. It's going to snow. We don't know always when it's going to snow, but
And we may be
eventually
wrong of how much it snows.
eventually it's going to snow. Guess what? It's going to take time for the roads to be clear. Don't get me wrong. I'll bitch about the roads being like junk.
100%.
Or our local Department of Transportation screwing up and not getting out in time and whatnot.
Or not salting in time.
Yeah, because sometimes they drop the ball on that, and that's okay. Everybody does. But
They're pretty good Friday.
be smart enough when you are driving on these roads to just take your time. Like, I get it. Everybody, that's the problem nowadays, is everybody's in such a damn hurry. They're in such a hurry to go here, go there, do this, do that. Take your time. If it's not anybody else's fault but your own, if you don't leave in enough time.
Well, that's what my dad says. He's always telling me I drive like a grandma. I leave with enough time to get there. You being in a rush is not my problem.
Not
you
at
can
all.
go
Nope.
around or wait.
Not at all.
And those are the people that cause the accidents in this weather.
Yeah.
I mean, on Friday when I was leaving work, granted, I left at 3:30-ish. The roads weren't really that bad, but they were starting. I mean, I'm going 50-ish, 60 miles an hour comfortably.
Right.
And the vast majority of cars were. And I had someone fly by me in the cowboy lane, the shoulder, for those who don't know what a cowboy lane is, fly by me in the shoulder at probably 80, 90 miles an hour. I mean, that's not even safe to do in perfect weather. And
No.
they're doing it when the roads are starting to get bad. I mean,
Right.
you could kill yourself or someone else. Like,
Right.
I
be
mean,
respectful.
I think I left work a little before you at roughly 3, I believe. And I mean, it's not even accumulating on the ground yet. And I counted 6 or 7 cars already in the ditch.
Yeah.
Like, just slow down, pay attention. Like I tell the old lady, get in that right lane, turn your hazards on, and if you need to go slow, fuck them. They'll go around.
Please do not drive with your hazards on.
Yeah, that actually is not
No.
good. Your hazard's supposed to be used to show a caution.
I'm saying like when it's like white out snow.
Yeah. I mean, even then,
Oh,
I
yeah.
guess, but
Your hazard's supposed to show that, like, if you're stopped or if you're stuck or if you're in an embankment or something like that.
just drive slow, honestly. You don't even have to put the hazards on. Just drive slow.
Give yourself enough room to stop. And this is me personally. Don't know about you guys. The way I judge it is if I give myself enough room from the car in front of me to stop, almost to a complete stop without touching my brakes.
Right. Well, and here's it's so funny too. Here's another thing that really drives me insane. Is these cars, is people, not even cars, it's the people who get to a stoplight or stop sign. Because here's where it's at. It's not necessarily legal to hit the old California roll on a stop sign.
No.
But in the snow, you are more likely to get away with it than you are on dry pavement, because it is so hard to get your vehicle moving again when there's snow on the ground and you could potentially get stuck. It is so funny to watch people driving and they want to drive like it's normal weather, and they get to a stoplight or whatever and they stop and then they slam on the gas and they're just spinning tires.
Never slam on the gas. Ease into it.
Word of advice, just slow down enough to where you're creeping and then slowly ease on the gas to get going again. You'll
I've
never
seen-
spin your tires ever.
Well,
Not ever, but you're less likely
a
to.
lot less likely. I've seen a
Less
lot of people
likely.
just thinking, oh, well, I'm starting to get stuck. I better slam on the gas. In some situations, yes, that will work. In other situations, you're going to make it a lot worse. Or
Yeah.
you're going to look like an idiot. Both are
Oh.
bad.
I'll say this. If you're a driver like Stixie, here's what Stixie does. If you're pulling out of the driveway or pulling out of the parking lot and you ain't going nowhere, you turn the traction control off, you give it the damn beans, and you steer.
Well, again, you have a front-wheel drive vehicle, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit different.
But
For those of you
Fusion will
who
go
have-
wherever you can take your Jeep.
For
Just
those of
saying.
you who have four-wheel drive, use it.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you
not
need
saying
to.
put it in.
You got to. You
Don't-
gotta use it.
Yeah, I'm not saying put it in 4 low every time, but like when we were out plowing, I was driving my truck. For probably 95% of the time, I had it in 4 high. There's no point in putting it in 2-wheel drive and leaving something to chance. Would my truck probably have made it through a majority of it? Yes. But when you're going 60 miles an hour down the highway, because we were on our way up to Zionsville, the roads were majority cleared. But when we got off around Zionsville area, there was slush. I don't know if there's ice under it.
Right.
I don't know if it's any worse, any better. I don't know.
Right.
So it's better just to not leave it up to chance, because something happens to me. person behind me doesn't see it, they hit me, and it could cause, a big collateral type of thing.
Yeah. Word of advice, too, for all you new truck owners, don't be running on the highway in 4 high. Just put that mug in 2-wheel drive and just let her eat, okay?
Yeah, just completely going against everything I just said.
But, okay, so, like, here's the difference, though. I mean, like, everything I plowed, right? You got to plow it in 4 high.
Oh, yeah,
Because if you don't...
It's not a clear road, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't, you're screwed. You're not going to get anywhere. Every time I left one of those lots, 2-wheel drive. Because I'm traveling, so, I mean, you know it. You don't want to be traveling at a high speed in 4 high.
I mean, you probably don't want to go faster than 60.
Yeah. So, I mean...
If you're going faster than 60, you either are crazy or you don't need it.
Or you're just plain stupid.
Or that.
Just plain stupid.
Well, I think I don't know how all other cars are, but I did notice on my mom's, she has 2, 4 high, 4 low, auto. No idea what auto is. If you have it, maybe it works, but I think that's probably about the stupidest thing ever. What is that? Just, it's in 2, and then in the second it feels something slip, you're on 4. Well, why would you shift into 4 while you're moving? There goes your transfer case. Gone. See ya.
Kablamo.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
And at Sticks being 22, if I can make it through these roads in a 2010 Ford Fusion, you can make it.
Right. Front wheel drive.
Slow down. Don't get in a big rush. You'll get there when you get there.
Right.
And if you don't think you can, got a little close there. If you don't think you can make something, don't.
Don't go.
Don't be afraid to turn around and go right back home.
Or better yet, like if you got an appointment or something, reschedule it. Like
if it's not a life-threatening thing, don't.
Like the dogs are supposed to go to the doggy spa across the street over here in Whiteland.
Reschedule.
Doggone Salon.
Shout out.
Is where we take the dogs. It's right by Whiteland High School on 31. Brittany is not a big fan of driving in the snow. Don't get me wrong. We have a very capable vehicle to drive in the snow. It is an all-wheel drive, so pretty much just like a 4-wheel drive vehicle.
Even has a snow setting.
It has a snow setting. I drove the first snow that we got on Sunday. I drove from here to the east side of Indianapolis in the vehicle.
Beech Grove Lowe's. Shout out.
No, I had to go take her to her mom's.
Oh.
I had to take Harper to her mom's. I was going 45-ish miles an hour on the highway. Everybody else was going like 20 or 30. And it got to the point where, like, here's my thing.
Do what you are comfortable with.
Do what you're comfortable with, but, like, if you are somebody who stays in the left lane when it is snowing, that may be the only lane. Like, okay, if that's the only lane that's been plowed, I'm okay with it, all right? But if there's another lane that is plowed, please go get in that lane, because you are potentially going to cause an accident for somebody else, like me, who is more comfortable, who is more secure, who is more skilled, whatever it may be, who has, better vehicle, whatever.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, you're gonna cause an accident. You're gonna get somebody hurt,
and it won't even be their fault either.
Even when the roads are clear, if you are one of those people that does 40 or 50 miles an hour in the left lane, I hope your car breaks down. The left lane is for criminals. We're doing 80 minimum.
I wouldn't say that. In my opinion, if you can't go at least 10 over in the left lane. Well, sorry, I take that back. We go the speed limit everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, 465 is 55. I'm doing at least 80.
No, you're doing 55. Allegedly 80.
Allegedly.
You are, what's the word? Indicting yourself right now.
Yeah.
Six.
This is going to be used against you. Anything you say or do will be used against you in the court.
Anything you say or do will be used against you in the court of law.
The court of law can suck it.
If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed to you.
I'll just go to a country with no extradition.
Good luck.
I wonder if Jamaica has no extradition.
I'm pretty sure they have extradition.
There is an island you can go to that's close to the equator, warm all year round, no extradition.
What is that, the one that has the tribe that'll eat you?
I don't care.
I'll make friends with them.
I'll eat them. I'll join in on the activity.
Going back to it, though.
Look at this, the white man.
Brittany is not a nighttime driver. She is not a downtown driver. She is not a snow driver. She doesn't do it. She doesn't like it. She will if she has to, but she does not like it at all.
I don't mind it. I'll drive anywhere, anytime.
Well, it's just used to it. We're used to it by this point in time. You know what I mean? You've been out in the snow. You've dealt with plowing. You've dealt with all of it. It's just
Been out late, early,
just more.
snow, shine.
We're more comfortable in it, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, instead of getting out, what'd she do? Reschedule the dog's appointment. Now, don't get me wrong. They got a long wait list, which sucks. Dogs didn't get groomed. Had to probably give them a bath in the old tub. But
In the old tub.
even though it's a hop, skip, and jump, like I could dang near throw a baseball over there.
You could probably walk them over there, honestly.
We could. But instead of her potentially, getting in an accident or something of such.
Yeah, I mean, just because it isn't her fault doesn't mean something could happen.
Right. Just for that reason, she decided to reschedule it. I ain't mad at her. That's what we're talking about. Everything can wait. Almost everything can wait.
And here's the thing. If you don't feel comfortable, like medical emergency, if you don't feel comfortable, call 911. They will come to you.
Yes.
There are extra precautions in place for that reason. I'm sure during that snow, I'm sure a lot more people than were working than we're supposed to. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I would think they would know what they were doing with that.
And if you
been around a long time.
If you don't want to pay a $2,000 some odd ambulance bill, if you're like, I think I need to go to the hospital, but I'm not sure, call tow truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know. If you're drunk, like New Year's, tow truck will take you.
Yep.
Take you and your car for cheap or free sometimes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how it is every year, but I do know this past New Year's, Uber, it was free.
They do it. They do it on.
It's every New Year's.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
just
yeah.
to cut down, on the drunk driving.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a horrible thing. A lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of lives have been ruined.
Yeah.
But yeah, just use that one free ride.
Why not? It's smarter to do such instead of costing your life or somebody else's life. You could be just fine.
Or you couldn't be.
Or you couldn't be.
But the worst thing you could do is put that on someone else.
Exactly. And I mean, you're taking away somebody's dad, somebody's mom, somebody's
son, daughter, sister,
grandpa,
aunt, uncle,
grandma, cousin, whatever. Like everybody
boyfriend, girlfriend.
Everybody has somebody. You may not have a spouse, you may not have a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. But even then, let's say you're a bachelor. What if you got dog? Now your dog has no person to come home to.
Hell, even coworkers.
Yeah, you develop a good relationship with your coworkers and stuff like that, and then you don't think that they're going to be affected by it. Your job may not care as much. They may put on a front that they do care, but there's people's lives that you'll impact by it.
And just because
wrongfully
you feel like you have nothing to lose doesn't mean the other people have nothing to lose.
Correct.
100%. That's a great way of putting it.
Correct. 100%. What do you guys think? We're going to segue into something else here. What do you guys think about the podcast? I think we're doing pretty good about now.
Yeah, I mean, the difference in quality from the first episode to the second episode, I think very big jump.
Very big.
In my opinion.
We finally got some right equipment.
Yeah. I think we're starting to kind of get the hang of things, get the swing of things.
I will say, so for all of you who are continuing to listen, I know our numbers kind of dropped this week.
I'll give a check while you're talking.
I know our numbers dropped a little bit this week. I think the first episode, obviously it's brand new. It's fresh, but I think the first week we had almost 150 views on YouTube. I want to say this past week we're at like 57 or 60, something like that. I haven't checked in a couple of days.
147 on episode 1 and 57 on episode 2.
So 147 and 57. I have had a lot of people reach out and say and ask like, oh, we thought you guys were going to be streaming with it too. Guys, we want to. I don't think that'll come until around summertime. And the only reason for that is, one, gotta get the garage cleaned up a little bit. The garage is, it's not bad. It's a hangout spot, but there's some stuff that needs to be done in the garage as far as like putting stuff away, putting stuff up. It's wintertime, guys. I'm not going to have the freaking garage open and freezing my kahoonies off. The old cheeks. Not going to freeze them. I'm just going to tell you that. It's the reason why we got heaters in here now. because it was a little chilly. We're just not going to do it. We want the garage to end up turning into a place of just hang out and stuff. I got some plans for it, obviously, but we got to get stuff into place. I just don't know how we're gonna. We got to figure out and kind of get the hang of it a little bit more before we really start streaming it.
I think get solid with where we're at now before we try to do more.
Right.
And may even just include video along with our audio before even streaming, because don't know about you guys. If you watch the live, then don't go back and at least maybe click on the video to give us that view. What are you doing?
Right.
We need them views.
Well, what I was thinking of too, potentially.
Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Exactly. But what I was thinking of too was be able to stream it as we're talking and stuff, so that kind of helps the views as well. But it's just, we just don't, I don't think we're there yet. Obviously this is still pretty new to us. We don't have a true genre, which I think kind of sets us apart from other things. Realistically, if anything, we kind of just talk more about our own lives.
Talking about.
Exactly. We're just talking about things. So we don't have a true genre that may hurt us, that may help us. Honestly, I think it's kind of cool in my own opinion, because you have podcasts about everything. You have podcasts about sports. You have podcasts about true crime. You have podcasts about cooking or
gambling,
DIY stuff, all this other stuff. I never really saw too many podcasts about just talking about lives, like just talking about your day-to-day stuff. So I think that's something different that we're doing versus, your other podcasts that are out there. But give us some time. Let us get things moving. We've come a long way in a very, very short period of time. I mean, the very first episode that we recorded, audio was dog crap.
Horrible, absolutely horrible.
It was terrible.
And somehow everyone loved it.
Yeah, and so we have real mics now. We have a mixer board to be able to put all of our mics together. We've got things so that we can all hear each other on audio. We've got stuff going. We've got stuff moving now, and we're still trying to get the hang of it. But it's still a learning curve for us. And I've got these idiots just being stupid here right now. This is another reason why I don't want to stream, because you guys are complete morons.
Just a one-off.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys can't see some of this stuff now, because these two jackwagons are just jackwagons. I'm sitting here in my own little world talking to you guys, and
We're
they're
listening.
over here. Yeah, they're listening, but they're being idiots.
That you'd like it if you seen it. You'd think it's funny.
I don't know.
50-50. I'm sure definitely some people would appreciate it.
I don't think everybody would like it though. But yeah, I think we're becoming a little bit better on it. Remember, I mean, you guys still like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it helps us out in the end, no matter what.
Yeah, for
share it on Facebook. I mean,
right.
If you're in the Talkin Bout Facebook page, share it with people. I mean, it may not be your cup of tea per se, but somebody else may like it. I mean,
and get interactive. Leave a comment on the Facebook when we post the link to it. Leave a comment on YouTube. I mean, you could just say, "I like it."
If you want to say Sticks is a damn idiot, fine by me.
Yeah, just let us hear it. I mean, tell us, hey, you're doing a good job, or tell us, you guys suck, I'm never listening to this again.
Okay.
Either way, it helps us.
Well, and even if you say that, like, we're not going to come at you with our pitchforks.
No.
We may ask you, okay, what don't you like about it?
Yeah, what can we do that you would think would make us better?
And if you're not a type of person that likes to comment on things or stuff like that, send us a message. Send us a message on the Facebook page. I'm an admin, Vaughn's an admin, Sticks is an admin, so we'll all see it.
Yeah, we'll all get the message.
And then we'll reply back to you guys on what we think or why we did something a certain way or so forth and so on. Or, we may even ask you for your advice. Like, what do you think? What do you think we could do differently? If you per se don't like it or you don't like something.
Well, I mean, for instance,
Tim Ball, my dad.
Yeah, he gave us a great suggestion.
He said I used
gave you a great suggestion.
Yeah, he said I used a 4-letter word that starts with F and ends with uck too many times.
Fire truck.
Yeah, and he's right. I did. But and
yeah, pretty bad.
For me, you know, I'm
a vulgar person.
I'm a vulgar person. I'm a roughneck construction worker. Like, it's just, you know, I don't ever have to really censor my stuff unless I'm really around my kids.
Well,
and there are times that I don't censor everything, just because we're not that type of people. Brittany and I aren't. We're not very censory.
They're gonna hear
to an
it
extent. Yeah,
somewhere.
to an extent we are. Like, I'm not gonna let the kids watch an R-rated movie. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Not yet, at least.
Yeah, they're just not to that age.
They watch age appropriate stuff. Like Ryder, you can watch PG-13 stuff.
Yeah, if there's a movie that you really want to watch and it's PG-13, watch it. But you're not watching sex ed or no
sex tape.
Yeah, sex tape or sex ride or bad
it's like
teacher.
Even Callan and Harper, the middle and youngest.
Not youngest. Marley's the youngest.
Well, youngest girl. Well, second youngest girl.
There you oldest girl.
Yeah, oldest girl. Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas, brother.
Fudge. See, guys, I'm doing better. I'm trying.
For now.
We do watch some stuff. Like, there's some age appropriate, like PG-13 movies that are not very vulgar.
There's also some that are vulgar.
Yeah, but like I said, we try to censorship some of it. But again, like, they're kids. They're going to see it at some point in time. And I would rather them see it with us than see it somewhere else or do it somewhere else. Now, it's not to say I'm not going to give my kids alcohol or anything like that. Like, no, you can wait till your time just like everybody else did. But, you know, allegedly. But, you know,
there's a time and place.
There's a time and place for it, yeah. That's kind of what I'm getting at here.
Well, Stick's not having any kids. You know, Callan's 13. Stick says...
Callan's 11.
Yeah, Callan's 11.
I meant Ryder.
Idiot.
And Harper's 9.
Ryder's,
Marley's almost 6 months.
Ryder's 13. Stick says, give him a Playboy and let him go buck wild. But that's
he did go to Twin Peaks. He obviously knows a little bit about something.
Yeah.
He's into sexual education. They're teaching him at school.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh well,
maybe I don't know. I don't know what they do.
He's
in
in
schools
sixth grade, seventh.
Seventh grade.
I think they started teaching us in 4th or 5th.
We got
believe.
6th, I think.
I think we watched the puberty video in 5th grade, just around the corner, and then I think in middle school in our gym class, we did
health class.
No, it was gym class, and then we did a
gym,
1
too.
month period of we didn't go to gym. We did.
That would be
sex
considered
ed.
health class.
It would.
You guys,
Because we had gym, but we also had health.
No, we didn't. It was actually gym and health, and then for 1 month out of the year,
Yeah,
we
so
did.
that would be considered health. Gym is where you're going out
Okay,
and being
whatever.
active.
You got a month?
It was 4 weeks. Yeah.
I think we only got a week.
Oh Jesus.
No wonder why you're so messed up.
You know, I think that's where the Blue Chew stems.
Yeah.
Shelbyville High School.
Do not
middle school, I guess.
Do not send your kids to Shelbyville, please. It's not a good school.
Wyland's been pretty good so far. Greenwood was good too.
Shout out Perry Meridian. I got a great education there.
My little cousin goes to Southwestern, and my aunt said, my older
Is that-
cousin going.
What township is that?
I'm not sure. But my aunt said, my older cousin went to Shelbyville. My younger cousin's going to Southwestern. Even she said Southwestern she likes a lot more than
Well,
Shelbyville.
I will say this. I'm not discounting what she says, but in my opinion, I think children are getting smarter, faster.
My little brother, he went to Shelbyville and then switched to Mooresville, and he's like, I never want to go back to Shelbyville. And Mooresville, I learned more stuff that's more pertinent, like stuff I'm actually
Great word.
stuff
Good
I'm
word,
actually
choose
going to
choice.
carry with me and use.
Right.
Yeah. I think, not to, bash the schools, but I think a lot of schools could get better at some of those things.
Well,
There's a lot of real world things that kids are not taught. I mean,
Yeah.
and haven't been taught and probably won't ever get taught, to be quite frank. But
Well, yeah, and it's unfortunate. I mean, we live in a day and age now where it's not. I mean, you guys are younger than me too, so like, for me and this whole podcast, sorry, I was like a.
that was a weird one. I was
like trying to catch my breath, and I couldn't catch my breath. For me specifically, I mean, everything was done on paper.
we were kind of the dying age of that. We did. It was, 50-50 split. Like
the only reason I know how to write a check is because I had a teacher take time out of the end of the year, and she goes, I'm teaching you guys how to write a check, how to balance a checkbook, and taught us a little bit about, like, this is what taxes are. Like, you make this amount, but that gets taxed.
I learned about how taxes worked when I got my first job.
Uh,
That's how I learned how
Yeah, I
taxes
did
work.
too.
I mean, I knew like, something is $19.99. It's going to be, $21.40 or
But at
whatever.
14, when I first started working, I didn't understand
Right.
it.
No, I just knew, okay, this money went to this money went to that, and this is how much I'm actually getting.
Well, we live, like, back to what I was saying, though, we live in an age where everything's very technology driven, and it's like for us, even with this podcast stuff, like, I'm glad that, you guys know how to do some of this stuff, because I'd be lost. I mean, I'm sure I could figure it out, but on the same token, like, it's not my cup of tea. Like, I'm pretty tech savvy for the most part, but, like, I didn't know how to go about certain things, or how to record it, or like,
I'll give all that credit to Vaughn.
Yeah.
Sticks is kind of like a grandpa when it comes to technology.
yeah.
I can send you a text and scroll Facebook Marketplace, but that's about my limit.
Watch some YouTube videos.
I'll be 100% honest. It's like 50% guesswork. A lot of it is, okay, I know this works. Well, what if I try this?
Well,
and then it works. And then, I don't know. It's very trial and error. I mean, it's just, you relate it to something that works. You relate it to something else that and then if it doesn't work, you try it another way.
Well, you already knew some of the programs and stuff that we needed on your computer and stuff like that, or things that could work and whatnot. And it's just like, I had no idea. Like, honestly, I haven't used a computer and it's been a while.
I mean, the last time I used one to do something besides just getting on the web was high school.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, you probably don't know. They're charging money for Microsoft Word and Excel now.
No kidding.
It's no longer free.
Really?
Yeah, your schools pay a lot of money to have. Well,
So-
they use Google now. They're all Google
It's all
based.
Google
Mhm.
stuff because the kids have Google Chromebook. The boys have Google Chromebooks.
I think
and
all
then
schools are starting to do that.
Harper has an iPad that she uses.
See,
Eastside uses iPads.
Yeah.
Usually
We-
only Center Grove does that.
Shelbyville started with iPods. That was a
Really?
struggle doing your class on an iPod.
Yeah, I feel like like an iPad Mini is like the
We-
smallest.
You mean like an
can get.
iPod, like shuffle? Not a shuffle.
No,
Not an
iPod-
iPod Touch, brother.
iPod
iPod
Touch.
Touch.
Not the old iPod Nano.
4th generation iPod Touch.
But I'll tell you,
They make a 4th generation. So wait, I could go buy an iPod right now?
No, that was the 4th generation iPod Touch was back in like the early-ish 2000s,
Oh,
early
wow.
2010s.
I thought that was like the
boys.
first gen iPod.
You don't know
No.
nothing about no iPods. If you don't know about the old iPod Shuffle,
Oh yeah, I had
Yeah,
one
that's
of
the
them bad
old, it's the old
boys.
square.
so before that though, that was like the second generation of iPod Shuffle. The little clip one. It's a little square and
Yeah, you
can
gotta
clip
you
it
gotta
Mhm.
pause, skip.
up and down. Your volume up and down. That's all you had. You
Yeah.
had pause, skip, what's the skip backwards? Like
Rewind.
rewind, yeah, or go back.
Track
Yeah,
back.
track back, yeah.
Track
Track
forward.
back, track forward, pause, play, and then you had your volume up and your volume down, and then you could lock it so that if you put it in your pocket, it wouldn't skip or anything.
Or clip
Bef-
on your belt or whatever.
Before that, it was a stick, like a USB stick. It was about 6 to 8 inches tall. It was probably about an inch or two wide, and probably about 2 inches in length from side to side. You had to put the old iPod in the computer in the USB, and that's how you got your music on.
Well, that's how the shuffle worked too.
But with the shuffle, you had to adapt to it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to put it in something. I think there was like a micro USB that you plugged in there, and then you would plug it into your USB into your computer. No, this didn't even have that. You would take off this little sleeve on the bottom. This shows you how freaking old I am, which I can even go back even further when we were walking around with our CD players in our pockets.
I have a question.
What?
For the older folks? Comment on the old Facebook. Were y'all really walking around with a boom box?
So that was
I feel like that's
Was
a
that-
movie
was
thing.
that a
There's
real
because my
thing?
mom said she never saw anything like that.
that was I don't know. That would have been after my era. That would probably be like more of my brother question, because my brother's 7 years older than me. I think he was born in 86, 87.
So even your brother wasn't really like with the Walkman era.
Well, the Walkman, it
Well,
was an
I'm
MP3
talking-
player.
No, I'm talking the Walkman with the cassettes.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. That'd be a good Tim Ball question.
Because that's what my mom grew up with.
That would be a Tim.
Granted, she's in her 40s.
That would
She's
be
not like some
I
70-year-old.
think my mom said that, and then the 8-track players were what you had in your house, or
So,
something like
in your
that.
car. I mean, they had 8-track players for your house,
Mhm.
but
that would probably be a Tim Ball question, or like your
well, Tim Ball
parents
probably
or-
has vinyls.
Tim Ball has a lot of vinyls.
My grandpa
That is-
used to. I don't know what he did with all
My
them, but he
mom
was
has
really
a lot,
big into
too.
that.
No, like
The 40s.
I'll have to. One time I'll have to have my dad take a picture of all his stuff. Like
We'll throw it up on the podcast.
Dude has an entire room.
I think you showed me a picture of
On
it or
an
something.
entire room full of vinyls. Like he is a very big vinyl guy.
Music freak.
He is a music junkie. He goes to these concerts and he gets people to sign his vinyls. And don't get me wrong, he's got some good ones. Like he's got like the original Thriller on vinyl. He's got like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh, wow.
He actually has an
Can't
original.
get that one signed.
No.
R.I.P. Hee hee.
He has this one I thought was pretty cool. This is another one that I know he has. So he has the original cast of Dukes of Hazzard. Their soundtrack from the original
Oh, from the TV show?
TV show.
Oh, wow.
And he had like Boss Hogg sign it, and a few other of the cast members. I think they did something. And my dad ended up taking the record. That's what my dad does. Like, so he goes and finds these concerts for very little to nothing that you have to pay to go get them. Dude's been all around the Midwest going and getting these vinyls signed. And he's like, dude's a music junkie. But the furthest I know going back was like CD players.
Yeah, I mean, that was my era, was definitely CD players, too. I mean, I'm 22, but, like, the iPod Touch wasn't around when I was a child.
The iPod Touch came out when I was like in, I want to say like 5th. No, I feel like
that's about when I kind of started getting around to the iPod Touch, was like 5th, 6th grade.
Well, I think the iPod Touch came out. I'll have to look it up, but I know like I started out with a CD player. That was my big thing, and it was weird because like back in the day, you would have your like my brother had it. He had a Monte Carlo, a '93 Monte Carlo, I think, and he had a cassette player in it.
2007 original release for the iPod Touch.
2007. So
September
I would have
5th, 2007.
been.
That's the first
I would have been
generation.
5.
Yeah, I was 5. So yeah,
They
so
were
first grade.
They were around
So
in
I'd
our
been-
childhood, but they were at the price point where you're not buying one for your kid.
No, that's
We had the CD players.
Yeah, I had the old,
So I
just a
had
big
so
square. You put a CD in it and it played it.
Mhm.
So I would have been in 2007. So I was born in '93. So I'd been 14. So I was just going into high school then. And that was a big thing. But like, no, my brother had a CD player, and
The old
he
6-track changer.
no, he had So before you could even get a 6-track changer, you would have to get the adapter to put the cassette in your cassette player, and then on the outside of it, or in the cassette, it would be a string that went to an aux cord, and you would plug the aux cord into your headphones on your CD player, and that's how you could listen to whatever music a CD or whatever on your car. Had one in the old '99 town car too.
Yeah, that's before my time. I mean,
Oh,
I knew
yeah.
the old. Everyone knows this. Even high schoolers now. Everyone knows the old Bluetooth transmitter. That's what you get in the old car that doesn't have
Mhm.
Bluetooth.
Yeah.
And me, I don't know about other people, but I had, I've had newer, older, all in between, truck, car, SUV, but some of them did not, in fact, even have the old ability for the Bluetooth transmitter. So you put the old cassette transmitter, you put the cassette into it, and it's the same premise of the aux into the CD player, but
Yeah,
instead you
just
put an aux into your phone.
That's what I had.
Yeah. We've all been there through the different generations of it, but
and-
kids now know nothing about stuff like that.
It's crazy that you say that though too. That the iPod Touch came out in 2007.
That's a first gen one, so even who knows what
You
that
said it was an
thing could-
iPod Touch for sure.
Yeah, it's
So,
iPod Touch.
In 2005, I'm looking it up right now. It says wildly unpredictable, the iPod Shuffle, and this is what it looked like. Obviously,
So then 2 years later, they already had a touchscreen model.
obviously this is
That's
a
what it looked like?
podcast, so you guys can't see it. Yeah, so the bottom, you see how it's got a little lip on the bottom
So
of
that's
it?
what pulled
That's
out.
where the USB port was, and that's how you plugged it into your
So you just plugged it
computer.
directly into the computer?
And this is the one that I told you was a second gen iPod Shuffle.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking
Is
about.
that when people talk about Napster for downloading songs?
Yeah, you would use
Yeah, that's how
Napster, you would
That's
use
how you pirate it.
LimeWire.
Okay.
Yeah, Lime. See, I still knew
Shout
about
out-
the LimeWire.
Shout out to the old LimeWire. If you had a family computer, it would absolutely destroy your family's computer. I can't tell you how many times, dude. And it wouldn't. It just throw virus after virus after virus on your computer because, like,
You had no clue what you were downloading.
you had no idea.
You just, oh, here's a song,
And-
click, and you could be downloading a virus that was stealing all your credit card
Yeah.
information.
And then it came out with FrostWire. FrostWire was the more not the more better. It was the it was
So-
a little bit better.
And LimeWire and FrostWire, it wasn't just songs. You could also pirate movies off
Yes.
there.
Okay.
The first time I ever used anything like that was LimeWire, and I pirated. I pirated the Over the Hedge movie. That was the
Wow.
first. That was the first thing I ever pirated. Was
Dude,
the Over the Hedge
I'll
movie.
tell you what. I had one of them old box TVs.
Oh
I
yeah,
had-
that you
had
got
the-
too close to it and you felt the
Mhm.
static.
Had the CD player and the VCR player built into the TV.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought
I never
was,
had one of
dude,
them.
I thought I was hot.
Well, are you talking about
that.
like the smaller one that was maybe like a 12-inch, like you'd put in like your room?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah, I had one of those.
Had
yeah.
that, and
I
then
had
I hooked the
SpongeBob
old
one.
PlayStation 2 up to it. I was living the dream.
Yeah, with the one where this is before HDMI. You had the old RCA cable that came out the front of it, the old
Mm-hmm.
red, yellow, white.
Yes.
I wish we'd go back to that. I like that better than HDMI.
You know what's funny though is you guys talk about how the iPods came in. So the iPod,
Like the touch or just in
just
general?
iPods in
Oh,
general.
okay.
I'm looking at this right now. The very first iPod came out in 2002.
That was the year I was born.
2002.
I was
that was
born.
the second gen.
Wait, what month?
I don't know. It was the second gen. Then you went to the third gen iPod, fourth gen, iPod Photo with color display.
Whoa, that was a big
special
technological movement.
U2 edition iPod, which was in October of 2004.
Shout out to you two. Somehow, some way, you were on every single person's iPod and forever will be for the rest of the time. Don't know how they worked that one out. But I remember so the way I got my iPod Shuffle, the little square one, my mom had one and gave it to me. I don't know why she gave it to. Oh, it's when she got her BlackBerry. There you go. There's a throwback there. The
I wish they'd
BlackBerry.
bring the Blackberries back. Brick Breaker, best game of all
Dude, Brick
time.
Breaker and Pac-Man. I played the ever-living crap out of that. But she gave me the iPod Touch. There were 2 songs on it. One of the U2 songs, I don't know what it is, but I'd recognize it if it started playing. And Backstreet Boys.
Hell yeah. Well, so like the crazy thing with the iPod Shuffle is you could download so much music, but you had no idea what was going to come next.
Nope.
No idea. And
It's
see,
called the Shuffle.
well, and mine like too. Like I think I bought my own
iPod Shuffle.
Yeah, I bought all my stuff because when I was younger, my grandpa, I would go to his house every Saturday, and he would pay me $20 to cut his grass.
That was cash
so-
money back then.
so
You thought you was
that's-
rich.
So that's how I'd save my money, and that's how I bought my first phone and all that other stuff. Like, bought the old Virgin Mobile pay-as-you-go phone.
So here's a good question now, since excuse me, since we're kind of on that topic. What was everyone's first phone? Because mine was one of the sliders. Well, no, that's a lie. I did have a T9 phone. For those of you who know what T9 is, I'm assuming everyone. But a T9, it was still a slider, but it was kind of a touch screen. But I don't think it was a touch screen on the front. Then you slid it up and you had T9 on it. And then from that, I got the actual slider where you slid it up and had a full keyboard. Don't know whose old phone that was,
So-
but it wasn't new because it did not have a back on it for the battery, so the battery fell out a lot.
How old were you when you got your first phone?
When I got my first iPhone, I was going into my freshman year of high school. No, I was going into my 8th grade year of middle school. But I think I had my first phone in like 5th or 6th grade because that's when I started to stay home by
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, I got
And my mom just wanted me to be able to reach me because we didn't have a house phone.
I got my first phone in 6th grade, I believe, and it was a Samsung Galaxy 3. It was my
Ooh.
dad's old phone because you could take the battery out of it.
Yeah. Well, you can
So-
still take the battery out of Samsungs, but
Oh,
I
I
didn't
think so at least.
I
I didn't
don't
get
know.
my-
I've had Apple for too long.
I didn't get my very first phone until I was in 7th grade. Before that, I had to use the old.
House phone.
No,
Dial-up?
we had
No,
house
that's
phone,
internet.
but we had a cell phone. My mom had a Virgin Mobile cell phone, and it was in case of emergencies. So I remember in 7th grade, she would let me use it from time to time, like if I had practice for football or baseball or something like that.
Oh, to like, hey, it's time to come pick me up.
Yeah, and man, times were a little different back then.
What was it? Nokia?
No, it was a Virgin Mobile, but I don't, dude. I'm trying to look them up right now. I'm not really getting anywhere on the old web with.
He has no clue
Virgin
what he's even
Mobile.
trying to look up. It was so long ago. He
Dude,
can't even
I-
remember what it was called.
No clue. It
What,
had.
what about the old? Oh, what was it? It was called the Razor. Is that what I'm?
Yeah.
Oh, what brand was
That was
that?
Motorola.
No, yeah, Motorola Razor. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, I remember. I was young. This was before I even had my phone. When my grandpa would pick me up from school. I don't remember what phone he had, but he had a game on it, and it was basically Whack-A-Mole, but it wasn't called Whack-A-Mole. I don't remember what phone it was.
Hmm.
Some old slider type phone. But
I remember
that was like probably the first like video game I guess that I ever played, and I've been hooked ever since.
I remember my dad it was a flip phone, but it was supposed to be like indestructible, waterproof, because my little brother kept taking his flip phones and flushing them in the toilet.
Oh jeez. I'll tell you what, nothing's more indestructible like the old Nokia. I mean, people make jokes like, "Oh, you can throw this phone off a cliff." They
Could.
really were
No,
indestructible.
that flip phone, it did not matter what you did. It was bright orange, and it was built like a brick shit house. Dude, that phone was tough.
I remember Samsung came out with something. I was a little bit older. It was called the Samsung Rugby, and it was supposed to be like an old Nokia, like virtually indestructible. And I mean, it was like waterproof up to like 6 feet for 30 minutes. Basically, what iPhones are now.
Mhm.
Drop proof. Nothing would ever happen to it. And it fell out of my pocket. I was sitting in a chair sitting in a patio chair outside, and it just fell out of my shorts pocket. Maybe a foot, 2 feet up in there, shattered the screen.
Oh yeah. My brother,
Had that phone for like a week.
my little brother, when he had his first or second phone, I don't remember, but we were riding our bikes back from the gas station, and I think he had a 2 liter of soda hanging on his handlebars, and he hit a pothole and ate shit.
And that phone just...
Dude, yeah, landed on his phone, and it just destroyed it.
See, that was back in the days where if you dropped your phone the right way, the battery would fly out of it.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say like even touchscreen. I'm sitting here looking at it. Sorry, I've kind of gone down a rabbit hole and not like responded to anything that you guys have said. But Virgin Mobile phones, like we didn't have touchscreen, nothing, none of it. I mean, it was just I don't know. It's such a
I'll say
different
this
time.
though, my iPod it had an OtterBox on it. That thing was unbreakable. My old iPod Touch.
that was before
dude. I went
OtterBox got the way it is now.
I went swimming with that thing in my pocket. Dry it out, worked perfectly fine.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Whoops.
Mhm.
I thought if I turned it down all the way, you wouldn't hear that. I was
No.
wiping the old microphone off.
I might make a Facebook post about that.
About
Just everybody reminisce on. Old
oh yeah,
phones.
drop
Mhm.
drop a comment if you can find a picture
of your old
picture.
phones.
Yeah,
your
your
old
first phone.
Yeah, I found one that was my phone. It was a Kyocera.
I've
That's what it
never
was
even
called.
heard of that one.
It was called Kyocera, something like that. It was, dude. It was.
yeah, the old
Kai-
Bin Laden phone.
Kyocera Marble K127.
Yes.
Virgin Mobile phone.
See, that was when phones used to have names and not just iPhone
Mhm.
12, iPhone 13.
Yeah.
Hey, talking about. I thought I was a shit though. I had a keyboard and everything.
That's what I'm saying, dude. When I got that slider that had the full keyboard, I thought it was the coolest kid on the block.
We're going to get into our new segment that we started last week of quotes to end the podcast, and then we'll get out of here. Vaughn, you go ahead.
Start off with this one. Work until your bank account looks like a phone number.
That's a good one. I feel like it might be a little hard, though.
I don't disagree.
It's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I mean,
Mine looks like a phone number.
911. Yeah, I knew that one was going to come. But
What about the old 211?
811 call before you dig.
I was going to say 811.
Speaking of that, hey, before you guys dig any type of excavation, anything like that, make sure you hit the old 811.
Please.
That is a local, as far as like Indiana type standards. 811
Yeah.
It is different in other states.
I think that's pretty, for the most part, universal.
Universal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, unanimous in a way.
If you hit a gas line or fiber,
You're gonna pay some hefty money
yeah,
if you didn't call
it's expensive.
811.
and if you hit any main, good luck.
Yeah.
Especially
So-
water. If you hit a water main, yeah,
but if you call 811 and they don't mark it right and you hit it,
2
that's
foot-
on them.
2 foot
So
radius.
just so you know, actually it's 3 foot now.
Wow.
But it is 811 is a state, or not a state. It is a governmental funded thing. It helps protect utility lines. So all your
Mhm.
gas lines, your power lines, your water lines, sewer lines, fiber optic lines.
any line that's not private.
Any line that is not private going to your house, any public line of such, they'll mark it. And excavation is considered anything that is ground penetrating. So if you stick a shovel in the ground, you are excavating the ground.
Technically, before you put bushes in, you're even supposed to call.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Putting
So
a
if you're
fence,
doing-
bushes.
Hey, come
Flower
springtime,
bed.
if you're doing any type of work on your house, outside, planting bushes, anything like that, you should call.
especially
now-
the closer you are to your house.
Now-
That's where it's going to be the shallowest.
Yes. Now, it's whatever. If you hit it yourself, whatever, you may have to pay to get your own cable line put back in. But if you're going to be
You'll
doing
still be fine.
yeah, you'll be fine. But if you're doing a big project on your house and somebody does not call in utility locates,
Tell them to
tell them that
kick
they
rocks.
need to. Yeah, and kick rocks.
No, yeah, I
because-
wouldn't even tell them they need to.
Yeah.
If they're not doing that, tell them to kick rocks. Call someone else.
Yeah, exactly. So, work until your bank account looks like a phone number. That'd be a little hard, but I think it's possible.
But it's more of like
Keep working.
don't ever be satisfied.
Yeah, don't be
The
satisfied with
second
what
you get
have.
comfortable is the second you start going down.
Right, exactly. Sticks, what do you got?
Even if you're on the right track, you can still get ran over. Just because you're going the right way, you might have left an old life behind or something like that. Just because you're doing it right does not mean it's still gonna have its ups and downs.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have a bad day or a bad week or sometimes a bad month.
Sometimes a bad year.
So it's funny that you
Mhm.
say that. I didn't think of it till just now. Our pastor at church kind of said something like that today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Very
did.
similar to
Yeah.
Like if you have to sometimes turn and go the other way,
Repent.
and not necessarily even repent, but
Well, that's what
that's
the word
what he said,
That's what the
yes.
word repent means.
but he like turn and go the other way, and you have to stay steady on that. Otherwise, these things can come back up
And
to you.
you have to surround yourself with the right people.
Correct. I've
You
always
know.
believed that.
You can't try and get out of a shitty situation surrounded by shitty people.
Right. I mean, and that's that's the same thing like with addicts. Like you can't surround yourself with other addicts if you're trying to stay clean, or if you decide you want to get sober from drinking or something like that, you can't surround yourself with people who are alcoholics.
can't be sober going to the bar every week.
Can't do it. And shout out to those people who decided that enough was enough and
Overcome it.
overcome
Yeah,
it. And
It's not an easy feat.
no, it's
not
not.
at all.
And I'm sure once they found out that they needed to surround themselves around like-minded people, it's made the journey a little bit easier, and I hope that it has.
Yeah,
So
for sure. It's
that's
not an easy thing to do, and
That's a great one, Sticks.
shout out to everyone who's
Hit-
done it and
hit it
continues to do it.
Hit it again. I want to hear it.
Yeah,
again.
let's hear it one more time.
Even if you're on the right path, you can still get ran over.
Man, that's
It's a good one.
a great one.
All right, bring us home, Sean Ball.
You learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character.
Man, was that Gandhi or something? That was pretty wise.
Actually, it's unknown. It's an unknown author.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Not like I'm not reading it either.
So for me,
Got him.
you're an idiot. For me personally,
Doo-doo.
on that, I feel like it kind of goes into you get knocked down, but you have to get back up.
I get knocked down.
Exactly.
I get up again.
This is not Chumbawamba, bud.
Thub thumping.
But
That's the
even
name of the
if
song,
even if
for
you
those who
fail,
don't
everybody,
know.
can you shut up?
Shout out.
You're gonna fail. Everybody's going to fail at something in life. It's a matter of how you treat that failure. Are you going to let that failure consume you? Or are you going to learn from that failure and become better from it?
Well, I mean, you can ask Vaughn. I was not doing a very good job with them snowcasters.
No,
Yeah.
he. I mean, he definitely that Monday,
Was struggling with it.
and then but that Friday you were. I mean, you were still a little
Yeah.
iffy, but
Just keep.
I was
going
letting
at
you. I was letting you do it, and I was
Mhm.
letting you push through it, and then I kind of stopped you, and I was like, okay, you know, you got the basics, but here's this, here's that, yada yada yada,
Mhm.
etc. And you know, it's trial and error. I let you do it. I let you kind of see what it was, and I told you, look, this is a way to do that instead of doing it like this. It's gonna make it easier. It's gonna make more sense. You just gotta take a second and do it.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
he's a plowing machine now.
So you failed. You learned from that failure. You didn't let it stop you. And your failure built your character, which then made you successful.
Mm-hmm. Now I can use a snowcaster, and I ain't got to use a shovel all night.
Yeah.
There you go.
That Monday he was definitely shovel man.
Oh,
Now he's
yeah.
kind of do what you need, man.
That's right.
Mhm.
Well, we appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to give us a listen. This podcast should be uploaded by now. And
Yeah, by the time you're listening, I hope it's uploaded.
I hope so.
Way to go there.
Yeah, that was kind of a dummy move. But like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please like and follow us on Facebook, Talkin Bout Podcast Facebook page. Get a little bit more interactive, please. That's about the only thing that I can say to you guys. Please be a little bit more interactive with us. Give us some feedback. Help us out a little bit here and there. If there's some certain topics you want us to talk about, we'll talk about them. And hopefully you guys stick with us. This is a big learning curve for us, and we're just trying to have fun with it. We're just trying to do something different and just have fun, and just a couple guys talking about some things in the garage.
And real quick before you round us out, just here's a little survey here for seeing if people are actually listening the full way through. On the link on our Facebook, actually here, we'll do it like this. In the YouTube comments, put who you think will win the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl's not even called yet. We're still in
Right.
playoffs for the NFL.
First round of playoffs just started.
Yeah,
today.
wild card weekend
Or
currently.
Yesterday.
Yep.
Yesterday.
Even people who don't watch football, they got something to do about this. Everyone knows the Super Bowl. So just drop in the comments who you think is going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you
There
can.
go. Now we'll see who's actually listening all the way
Yeah.
through.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm forcing you to. If you don't do it, that means you didn't watch.
And we're gonna come up with. I think I'm gonna try to come up with something here soon to potentially get some more followers, get some more people interactive. So keep your eyes peeled for maybe a giveaway or something. We'll see.
Whoa.
Never know. Never know what old Shawnee Ball's got up his sleeve.
All up in your mind kitchen, cooking eggs and flipping pancakes. Shout out Uncle Doug. He used to say that all the time to me as a kid.
Huh. Interesting.
Good one.
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna hop off here, and we'll catch you on the next one.